Okay, so going back to this, you could also get Google stock, and you could get it from Yahoo if you wanted. And you can get this, which we're going to do something like this in our code, from this source called Fred, which is, where is it here? The Federal Reserve Bank, Federal Reserve Economic Data. And this comes from the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. And there's a lot of time series data and various data sets stored here. And we'll see how to get those as well. Well, actually, we can see how to get those here. So you can just do get symbols, and the source is Fred, and this is what you want. And this other one from this is for metals and other types of data. Okay, so the next thing they talk about is it's really a kind of convenience for you, maybe. So if you want to save the data so that you can use it later, you can use something like this. So before we used get symbols, and now we can use set symbol lookup. And it's the same set of parameters that we used before. So here we're doing two of them together, and then we do even another one like this. Set this one, and I guess there's also another way to use it, and you can do it like this, putting in a list and setting that to here, I guess. And then you have to save this to a file, and then you can just load that file again. Okay, and then you just say get the symbols, and it doesn't have to look them up anymore. It just gives them to you. So this is a kind of convenience, but if you're using it a lot, I guess it's quite good. And here's an example of it here, the same code. Now this I forget what this is actually, but I believe this is the same, basically the same as just the library that we usually use. So if I run that this time, takes a little time for it to contact the website and get the data. Okay, I'm not sure why, but somehow the Fred source didn't work. Well, I'll look at that later. I'm not sure why it doesn't work. I think it worked last time I tried it. I'll have to try it again, but you can also try it. Okay, now once you have the data, you can play with it. You can graph it. For example, make these kinds of graphs. Make a graph like that. Make a graph. This is called a candlestick graph, I think. Graphs like this. So let's try that. So if you want to try this, if we want to try this. So I think this is Apple. Let's get Apple. And then you can use this, which is, I guess, a chart from this package. And we get something like that. And you can do similar ones. This one is called a candle chart. And some parameters there. And some other charts here and here. Okay, let's see what's next. Okay, so this is getting into what's called technical analysis, which is, we're not really going to do that. So if you want to play around with it, of course you're welcome to. And next he talks about building models here. So I'll leave that for you. So you can look up this page. The URL is up here. And you can take a look at that. Next we're going to look at, this is, I guess, an R document called the QuantMon Vignette, which usually there's a vignette for most of the packages. And this is just the same thing. You can use R QuantMod to download it. Now here they talk about setting a new environment first. So that's like once you kind of That's kind of like a place to store it. And if you don't set the environment, then it gets stored just in your general workspace. So you don't have to do this. You can leave it out. And then they just do the same thing again. Get symbols. Source is Yahoo, but he adds in 2 more arguments: from and to. And remember, we talked about how to convert dates, a string, to a date using asDate function. So he does that. So now he's just going to get from this date to this date. And we have stored it in this what they call an environment, and it's here. And so now we can load it into here. And then these are, I think, alternative ways to do the same thing. And then since he doesn't need all the alternatives, he just gets rid of those. And then he does the head function, and you see this, but it's starting at the right date and ending hopefully at the right date as well. Now you can also index using this kind of thing, and this will give you everything for March of 1970. So you can see it here down to the end of March. And there are other things you can do like this. I think this goes up to this date and so on. You can look up these things. I don't think we're going to use all of them. And then here's even a nice example doing the NASDAQ. So this is here, and the name of this document is How to Get Data and Introduction to QuantMod. So you can find that as well. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is review this, which is a package we're going to use in today's this chapter's class as well. So let's stop this video and review this, and then we'll get to his text.